Yeah, the hollows can bring a lot of immobilize if they tailor their build for it.
That is absolutely true. Let's see what manner of min-maxing we actually see come out of it. So we see the event has now commenced, and then for Soul as well.
Some super speed for Glenna here. Any of that happening? That would be the ideal way to do that.
Well, I imagine they will do it. I think the Holosmiths are waiting there for a reason. They're going to make Glenna nice and speedy. Oh, yep, there we go. We see the Hollows leap forwards to give Glenna that super speed. Look at her go! This is pretty crazy. Oh, I skipped the voting. Oh, wait, no, we'll show the vote again, guys. Look, here we go. All right. There we go, guys. It's Soul in all caps or WE in all caps. So just vote on that, and let's see who's going to win in the opening parts of the Escort. So, both the guilds moving through very quickly, as you'd expect.
All right, let's hope the chronos that go through can get through the cave, the mushroom cave, unscathed. That is a single point of in this, where if that guy dies, you're pretty much done, and have to restart.
Yep, and well, I mean, you have to hope that WE don't live up to their name, because you really don't want to wipe on Escort. It is a bit of a time gate, to be fair. I mean, Keith Concert is a little bit of a time gate himself as well. And, well, I mean, Zera really isn't. Zera you can speed up a lot. But, yeah, you don't want to die here, because there's only so far you can really push this event. It's probably one of the slowest of bosses, really, when it comes to it. And then we have the portal strat, of course, is directly portaling straight up there, and looks like, yeah, we wipe on Escort, dropping down to kill that mine early, and then it's going to move Glenna straight on there as well. So what I'm looking here for, guys, is, so what happens is, whenever you capture a tower, a deadly dog is released from the fortress to hunt down Glenna, and it doesn't care about anything except eating her. Okay, oh, the Necro dropping down to early kill all of these mines. Actually interesting. So, yeah, they're really, they are going for some speed, and already moving Glenna into that third portal here. What I'm looking for is, how is WE gonna handle these, how are they gonna handle the dogs coming from the front? Are they quick enough to completely ignore the ones from the back? It looks like they think they are anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to kind of assume at this level that your DPS on bosses is going to be equal to your, so you have to look for edges outside of just hoping you have better DPS, and this is one of the big edges that you can take.
Yeah, and we can see that paying off. They're already approaching the fourth tower, whereas Soul have only done two, and they're moving on the third. So a much more efficient strategy coming out from WE here as well. All the dogs are quite stacked up as well, so Epidemic will be valued there. And of course, the cleave of their classes, just to cleave those down very quickly, will really come into play there for WE. But yeah, very quick Escort so far, actually. And he already, look, moving Glenna there with super speed as well. Look at her go. She is absolutely on pace.
She's zooming.
Yeah, she absolutely is. Whoa! Look at her go. Wow, that's wow. Look at that, guys. 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. In fact, because of the role play at the start, I believe that's a 2-minute Escort, right?
Yep, they're going to. They have good pace at the moment.
Oh, they do. Oh, they do. And they're going to up and finish the insta-cap, then glide down. Willie Port.
That was not great, but
yeah, P-Ports.
Yeah, that'll cost them some time. But that could happen to you, no matter how well you execute it.
Absolutely, but yeah. Oh, no! Soul! They've died to Escort!
Oh, they wiped to Escort. Now that is a bad turn of events for them. Because they were already behind.
And now they're more behind as well, unfortunately. They've got to start the event all over again. Yeah, let's see. What actually went wrong there? Let's have a look. Let's delve into the depths, my friends. Let's see what happened in this this situation here. Was it a warg that caught up, or was it a mine? I'm not exactly sure. But here we have this. We see the warg Holosmith going on it. So what causes this wipe for Soul? Yeah, WE are just pretty much finishing off McCleared. He is on 50% HP, nearly done. Okay, so Glenna moving around the corner. Do a few of them get knocked into the mines? I'm not exactly sure what happens here for Soul. Oh, yeah, it's a warg. They weren't able to stop that warg. Maybe they just moved Glenna. They were a bit too over-eager with Glenna. And, yeah, she gets eaten alive by a dog. Not a good way to go, guys. So they have to kind of, well, they have to reset time and go again on that one. Because, trust me, dude, it's kind of like that Game of Thrones episode, you know? They feed Ramsay to his own dogs. Spoiler.
Wow. That was quite the spoiler.
Yeah, quite the spoiler indeed. Yeah, but big Escort there from We Wipe on Escort. I mean, you can tell. This is how you can tell that they were coached by MNF, because MNF had a spectacular Escort event, actually. And it was one of the things that I think, well, they did better than any other guild in the Elite Training Party, actually, was just simply the quality of their Escort event, how smoothly they got it done. Oh, so we actually see Power Soul Beast for... Wait.
Yeah, Power Soul Beast. That's an interesting choice. It's not the worst choice, I think, especially with some of the new rune choices. I would assume they're using Rune of the Thief for this, but I'm not sure. The advantage of using Rune of the Thief here would be that you don't have to use Accuracy Sigil, and then you get to use Impact Sigil. So the Impact Sigil giving you the 10% extra DPS.
And you get the 10% from the Thief rune too, right?
Yeah. So I think Scholar is a slightly better choice overall, but on this particular fight, Thief rune is really strong.
Conjure sharing as well. What do you think about that? Pretty spicy old stuff there from
might as well do it.
And it's going to be...
It sure beats auto attacking with your greatsword on Power Soul Beast.
It's going to be it's not exactly mid strat. It's more like a hybrid strat, right? They pulled the boss in between the two.
I think that was specifically done because they got the worst spawn.
Yeah, they got
possible.
the bad spawn.
They got the spawn where they're going to guaranteed combine if you don't move the boss. So that was kind of a reaction to the spawn they got, and it was really good of them to make that, and whoever is making their calls to do that effectively and make sure everyone adjusts.
If those spirits fuse, and if you get bad RNG like that where they're both very close together, what can happen is that they will fuse into a big red spirit, which will steal boons, do a lot of damage to you, and just in general delay you, because then you won't be able to trigger the burn phase on the boss without killing two of the little pinky spirits nearby. So that is why it's really important they do it. Wow, really nice DPS. Do you think they even need to go for 2 orbs there?
They don't need to go for 2 orbs, and 2 orbs would probably only slow them down.
So yeah, they I guess they just played it a little bit safer, I suppose. Just wanted to guarantee the DPS check. But it was quick as well. They had the focus pulls precast, right? So they were on pace. They were really on point with that as well. And looks like everything is going well for We Wipe on Escort.
Yeah, if I was them, I would probably do 1 orb, and except for the very last burn, I would do 2. If I was trying to play it safe, I think the last burn is the one that is a bit more important. The Ellies will get Bolt to the Heart for that, but I would argue that you still want to 2 orb that one because it's a shorter burn phase, or you don't do as much damage leading up to the burn phase.
Yeah. In the final 33% of this boss, he will jump up into the ceiling and just stay there, and you can't hit him. And the difference is between this phase now, you can see that the players are actually happily able to chip away at him while they're waiting for the spirits to spawn in and cleave those down. So in the final phase, in other words, you lose quite a lot of damage on the boss. Like he may have a lot of HP, and you need to wait for that burn phase to make him take more damage by pushing those orbs into those rifts. But the damage you get here is absolutely important, right? And as you can see, they actually have him on 50% before even triggering that burn phase, guys. So this is how valuable this time can be if you have really solid rotations. And we see that from We Wipe on Escort.
And also, WE has had circles, both mechanics, each phase, so they've had the worst RNG you could have. So in terms of where the mobs spawned from in the first phase, and then getting circles for both boss mechanics.
Yeah, and again, they go for 2 orbs, and that's just not necessary. Look, that really isn't necessary there. They just absolutely destroy that DPS check, and with probably about half the time left over on that orb. But maybe they think that that trade-off actually is worth it, having the more damage. So for a quicker burn, maybe they think that's worth because of how efficiently they have their pull set up. As you can see, they really didn't lose a lot of time there by precasting those focuses and then having a knock available as well. To immediately push it out, they really don't lose a lot of time over a 1 orb using the 2 orb strat there.
Yeah, and if they practice the 2-orb strat, and that was what they've been doing in practice, you're better off sticking with what you did in practice than trying to innovate now.
Yeah, that goes without saying, right? I mean, you do.
Now, here's an interesting potential bug: if they push Casey's damage too high here, he can bug out and break the phase. So I don't think that's going to happen. But sub 20% before he jumps up now would be very bad.
Very nice little play there by the streamer. In fact, I'm glad we caught that on the stream. The player who got the tether, which is where the boss will jump, actually moved it between the 2 ads spawning. He noticed where the ads were spawning on the just to the edges there from those statues. And he moved the boss there so their paths would directly go to the boss, and therefore they can be cleaned down very safely and without fusing at all, and without any funky movement. So really lovely play actually there from We Wipe on Escort. Good, really nice mechanics there from these players.
Yep, and they had colors, which is the ideal situation. 2 orbs, and here goes. They should easily take out KC and move on to Twisted Castle.
Yep, that's gonna do it. Just 10% left on that boss HP, and Soul of Only now just started actually moving on to keep concentrating. He's just spawning now, so a full boss behind.
Yeah, that's at least 5 minutes behind at this point.
Yeah. And that is, I mean, yeah, it's not insurmountable, of course. Anything can happen, but We Wipe on Escort have set themselves up to be in a completely dominating position in this match.
Yeah, and Twisted Castle is nothing to overlook either. There's a lot of times in this event where people split, and one particular person has a particular job to do, and if they fail it, then someone has to run all the way back and do the job for them, and that is a tremendous amount of time.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and even it's not unheard of that you could actually fully fail here. It will be pretty difficult, especially with 10 people. Most jobs are kind of replaceable, but there's certainly room to die. I mean, if you get hit, if everyone gets ported, everyone gets hit by the statue, knocked off the platform, bad things can happen and you can be dead on the ground, but that is not going to be happening for We Wipe on Escort. They may wipe on Escort, but it doesn't look like they wipe on KC or Twisted Castle.
But it also looks like Soul's shades combined, and they got the super ad, and now they have circles, and they're going to have another combine. If I was them, I would GG right now and not try to salvage this.
This is almost impossible.
It's early enough in the fight that there's no point in trying to recover from that.
Yeah, well, they do want to. Looks like they do want to play it out. It doesn't look. It may not actually end up fusing. It doesn't. But that Mega Ad, dude, that Mega Ad is so dangerous. It's got a lot of HP, moves really quickly. It steals your boons with some of his AoE attacks. This thing is lethal.
Well, we can't see it, but We Wipe on Escort is got the last 2 people alive, finishing Twisted Castle. Definitely pushing that to the limit as well. Yeah. That was a very fast Twisted Castle.
It absolutely was. Good execution there from WE there. And then moving on to Zera. Look how weird Zera looks like on low graphics, man. It's freaking me out.
Yeah. It's pleb graphics, pleb tournament. What can I say?
Yeah. Whoa! Whoa! It's pretty toxic. Oh, good transition there as well. Let's see. What is the composition for WE? Oh, look at those thieves. Triple Deadeye, double Holosmith with the Weaver. In a way, this is quite a nice hybrid, right? They have Cleave with the Holosmith and the Weaver, and they have that just like merciless DPS of the Deadeye. So, in a way, quite a balanced composition actually here coming out from WE.
And you want a little bit of range damage for this first phase and for the teleport, so you can have people that you can put on the buttons that aren't going to hold you back.
Just be useless, just not being, who can't really do anything. And again, it may be worth sacrificing a little bit of that single target damage on the boss to really speed up this part of the event. This is something that you do have to consider when in a tournament like this. You want every part of the fight to be as fast as possible, and you may want to make some sacrifices in some areas of your composition, some areas of strategy, in order to save more time in other parts of the fight.
Yeah, and an example would be if you have top tier DPS and the other team is got slightly worse DPS, really you're only going to phase the boss to 50%, maybe 5 seconds faster, and that's questionable. But you can do those 2 towers 10 seconds faster if you execute properly. So the towers, I would say, is probably more important than like over focusing on your DPS rotation. And in the second phase, doing the teleport mechanics efficiently is more important than anything. Oh, this also looks like Soul is going to have another combine.
Oh, no,
Yep,
yeah.
he combined a combining boy, and that is ridiculously bad.
I think this is why mid-strat, I mean, of course, attempting mid-strat is so risky, right? It's quite difficult to manage this. Unless you have really, really solid mechanics and, well, and you manage it as well as WE does, it can go horribly wrong like this. Obviously, like, WE made it look easy, right? They really did. They absolutely did. But it isn't, okay? Mid-strat KC is one of the things that you can see even good guilds wipe again and again and again on. And Soul, I mean, they are putting up a valiant effort to continue this, but and how much more of this can they take?
Yeah, and you can see the difference. It happened. They got the bad spawn where the ads were coming from a close angle, and whereas WE moved the boss to be between them and executed, Soul did not respond, and they paid the price. And that's really just about practice more than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And we wipe on Escort. They are just doing the gliding. Honestly, if they die, it will be here, right? Okay, I wouldn't be if anything's gonna wipe him, I wouldn't be surprised if it was indeed the gliding as opposed to anything else. So I mean, yeah. There you go. They are moving on to the final platform pretty shortly, and then they will be simply restarting the phase. But it's Xera, and the place where things can go badly on Xera is, of course, the second phase, particularly towards the end of the second phase. It's one of those particularly backloaded bosses that if you get to the if you get all the way to the end, you may wipe and have to go all over again. But even that, do you know what? This is the crazy thing. Even that wouldn't be enough at that point, unfortunately for Soul, because Soul is so far behind right now.
Yeah, and I have to give Soul credit. They dealt with the combined ad and kept going and didn't let it wipe them, and no one died. So that's really good. But speaking of Xera, like you said, at the end of the fight, it gets a little crazy because most of the two teleport mechanics are HP based. So the better your DPS, the more your mechanics are going to stack on top of each other and make the fight a little bit more chaotic. In fact, absolutely. All the mechanics are DPS based or HP based. So if you have good DPS, you have a much dirtier fight. Yeah. It can work out quite well. Sometimes it can align, especially if you're very good at killing these towers. You can kind of make it back before the mechanics have time to kind of add up and ruin everything. But, as you say, it can be very dangerous. And what we see is where Up and Escort moving the boss over here, and they should be able to stay here for the rest of the fight, actually, as long as they have very, very strong damage, which they absolutely do, by the way, guys. This is very, very quick. Xera on 16% before the port even happens, actually. And rifle on that Deadeye, so you can snipe it. Look, they got double snipers here, bursting that thing down, and they're going straight back there now. But, I mean, yeah, one thing to note is that most groups in the place of Soul would have died here, okay? Or would have GG'd, let's be honest here. Most groups are just instantly, as soon as it's emerged, they just GG and give up. Honestly, big credit to Soul for actually persisting, but it's 5%. They're in the safe zone. They've taken down both of those islands. We wipe on Escort. CC is gonna be quite easy, and yeah, there's really nothing. Free DPS, easy.
Great Wing 3, actually. 8. Oh, hang on. That's oh, I actually stopped the wrong timer. Oops. Well, that's that's a little bit unfortunate, but there you go. It was 18-17. There you go. We finally.
I mean, Soul tried to let the ads combine strat. It didn't really work out for them.
They're still doing it.
I mean, they'll do it even if you ban them.
Yeah, they have let another one fuse, and that's going to be a bit problematic. Okay, it's not going to be good. Okay. Well, honestly, I'm really... If they manage to kill this, hats off to Soul, right? Like, this is impressive stuff. Oh, there's another one.
Two guys combined.
Okay, this isn't good. This is bad. Oh, the boon rips as well. I mean, can they kill KC? KC is in trouble here.
I mean, they can do it. They just have to dodge the boon rips.
Yeah. KC is so low. Can they finish off this boss, guys? Oh, no.
Now they're
No. The spirit res.
The clutch spirit res.
This is huge. They have to spread. Oh, never lucky.
Can it get worse?
Is another one going to spawn? Is another one going to merge?
If they kill this, I have to give them credit for I mean, coming back from this,
Three spirits are up. Oh my god,
this is pretty insane.
This is intense, dude. I don't even know what to say about this.
The fact that they haven't wiped, and the fact that there's a very good chance they're actually going to kill this boss is insane.
3%. What, they got it again? They got circles again. What a nightmare. No, I don't think they can do it. Soul.
Yeah, that's too much.
Oh, the circles killed them off. The boss is on 2% HP. This is... Oh, this feels bad. Maybe they can just finish it off. The Deadeye. Hero Deadeye. Go. Heal him.
Oh,
1.4%.
Oh, man.
And that's going to do it. That is going to do it.
They almost got it. Congratulations to them for nearly pulling that out.
Yeah,
I would have GG'd a long time before that.
I think almost anyone would. But that is going to do it, guys. That's the final match of the day. Congratulations to the winner of that match. It is going to be We Wipe on Escort. They have survived, guys. Okay, they have survived.